But okay, let's get back to tanks. So, once again, 1700. This seems to be our average damage, just me playing the game. I could play harder. I probably should be playing harder because I'm just sitting here rambling now. But we're making XP, we're making money, we're dying, but we're still kind of getting our fill and getting our game's worth. We're being good capitalists. We're getting our fair share. Or as fair as we can get it out of this whole fucking shenaniganry game. Grab that cash with both hands and make a stash. Rather, it's experience now, not cash. I'm not making any fucking money. This thing's bleeding money. Yet again, another Tier 6 game. Holy fucking shit. Am I cursed to play Tier 6 games forever in vehicles that I don't want to play Tier 6 games in? Is this what we're going to do now? But also, going back to whatchamacallit, just on a tangent note, just to continue this line of thought, I suppose. Realistic shooters. I have a... Like I said, Rising Storm 2. Very good game. But I don't necessarily like realistic shooters and, like, then go look at Rainbow Six. Rainbow Six is frustrating and uncomfortable. And also unfulfilling. Rising Storm 2 doesn't have that. Or rather, I get a nice feeling out of it. And also, on the extreme end, but that means that, before I launch off to that tangent, that means that I don't like dying instantaneously by things that I can't see. Nobody really likes that. But I can get over that in certain situations if there's room to actually understand that. Or rather, room that it just doesn't feel like it's a massive amount of fucking time and effort and something like, or like, honestly, playing Rainbow Six Siege, it just feels like, honestly, I basically, somebody summed this up. And I'm not sure who it was. It might have been Gum, but I'm not exactly sure. But summarizing Rainbow Six Siege is basically a bunch of characters that are all have this bullshit cheese about them, and they're trying to outplay each other with their own bullshit cheese. Well, thank you for catching that, Smokestack. Thanks for that. And that sounds really damning, but honestly, when I play Rainbow Six, that's kind of what it feels like. But realistic shooters and me, shooters and me have a very, very touchy relationship. But that doesn't mean I'd like unrealistic shooters as well. There's a middle ground here. Because, example, Overwatch. I would play Overwatch more. I know Overwatch is a very, very, very popular game that a lot of people play. Here's the problem. It's frustratingly balanced. I always run into those situations where it's like, oh, I'm trying to kill someone, trying to make a decisive action, and I'm shooting at them and I pursue them, and miss. I'm shooting at them and I pursue them, and they always seem to get away with one single bar of health left. They always escape. And then I put myself in a position because I can't do that. I can't kill them like that. And I put myself in a bad position, and usually I wind up getting killed like that. I fucking hate that. Even when I have the advantage over someone, if I sneak up behind someone and start shooting them, they will always seem to have some bullshit up their sleeve to whereas, or the system, or my damage output will be just enough to let them kind of squeak out of the situation. It means that my attempts at a decisive action will come to naught. I fucking hate that. That is the most frustrating thing for me to encounter in a game. Because you know what? I want to do something decisive. I want to feel like I'm playing the video game. But then you run into situations like that, where it's just like, you know what? Fuck that. So, I'm not exactly a fan of Overwatch because of the way that it's balanced like that. And this is also why I typically don't play League of Legends or any MOBA games at all. But, you know, mainly because I don't really have any attachment to MOBA games. And also, it's kind of like the same thing with Rainbow Six Siege. Like, a lot of games are taking from MOBA games these days. It's kind of common. So Rainbow Six Siege, in the way that it's displaying all of these characters out from you, is going after the MOBA crowd, where it's like, here's a bunch of incomparable characters that, with all this, their own little brand of bullshit. Here you go. World of Tanks is somewhat like this, too. But I suppose, in a sense, with tanks, it's sort of, well, different in a lot of cases. It's less artificial, even though this game is very artificial. But I suppose it's got a grounding, or at least I give it more credence. That just may be my own head. But in a sense, I missed. Someone else didn't, though. In a sense, I don't really like unrealistic shooters that are competitively balanced either. Those tend to just be frustrating, and it tends to be a lot of situations where it's like you can't really make a really like direct decisive action without actually getting killed. So where do I go then? I wind up in games like Call of Duty or Titanfall, but then again, I don't really like arena shooters either. So, but I enjoy those games. I'll play Titanfall more. And by the way, well, I should be playing Titanfall more often, but then again, by the time these videos get out, I'll probably have more videos for Titanfall going up anyway, because important things are on the horizon for Titanfall. I hit him. There was no explosion. Okay, good. But I don't necessarily like the Oni can see me. Yeah! House. Okay. But I suppose that, yeah, I just kind of have a really, I suppose, I don't tend towards extremes in the first-person shooter genre, and I kind of, like, sit in the middle. But honestly, you know, certain things kind of get me. I suppose it's down to the individual game rather than the style that what the individual game does in that case, rather than the style of the game itself. Because remember, I like Rising Storm 2, I like Titanfall, even though it's an arena shooter, but, well, if I'm playing an arena shooter, at least there's giant robots in the vicinity. That makes it better. I can get in the giant robot, and then I don't have to play the Twitch shooter all that much. Nice shot, 152. I'm probably gonna get shot by the Oni. He missed too, but it was the artillery that done did me in. That crafty GW Panther. My goodness. Oh well. We didn't do much damage this game, partially because now I'm busy talking, and now I'm not actually doing anything. But I didn't necessarily see. I was trying to center around here, and well, I didn't get any targets over here. Probably should have been going off towards the north a little bit more. But also, now that I look at this is the updated map scheme. The X is gone from the town center. One of the jokes me and Cybert and Oofs were parroting around is like, this map is the war for the Xbox logo, because everybody goes for the fucking town, and then there was an X that looked like the Xbox logo in the town square right back here. But they removed it. Oh. Whatever. I shall always remember the battles that I have fought over this vaunted symbol of Microsoft. But, well, now we gotta wait for the other artillery to die. He'll probably get a kill. He could probably take out the SU-152 if he comes after him. If he comes after him, he's probably gonna cap, though. The artillery's probably gonna be hunting around from him, too. That'll be entertaining. You got a bunch of really slow guys with large guns blundering through the area. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can you click him? They fucking clicked him! Good. Alright. My shot was actually worth something, even though the dice took that from me. And there's the artillery doing that in. See, that's what artillery's good at, making sure artillery doesn't have any fun. Okay, so we didn't really make anything from that game. So that's kind of disappointing. Also, our boosters are about 1 minute. So you know what? I'm going to wait for that to time out. And we didn't make any... We lost money again. That was actually a substandard game. My bad. We have 11,000 free XP, huh? Look at all that piling up in the corner. So where are we right now? 38,000. We're getting there. We're almost there. We just got to keep playing. Honestly, right now it is literally just keep playing. So I'm going to sit here and... Yep, there it is. Okay, so, no downtime for us. We're just gonna throw in the more boosters and keep going. It doesn't look like we're gonna get that third skill, though. Oh, well. These guys are gonna be sitting derelict for a while as I grind up the money to get the next fucking tank, and you'll get to see how amazingly fucking broken the Chrysler K can be if I sit there shooting gold and still make money at the end of the day. Not a whole lot of money, but I can still sustain it. But we gotta be careful with that, because, you know, we're trying to make money. Okay, what's the next game gonna be? Okay, it's a tier 10 game. This is a new one. I guess all the people playing tier 10 are not at home right now. It's a Saturday. So, it's Saturday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so maybe all the people are just sort of, like, now rumbling out of bed, and mostly what I was fighting was random people with no lives. Like me! But then again, no, I have a life now. My life is playing video games on the internet for money. See, I'm doing my job. I'm doing my part. Are you? Okay, so... Really big open lines of sight. Tier 10 vehicles. Probably a lot of static fighting, because remember, passive play wins the game. Not playing the video game is the way to win the video game. Okay, so we're gonna come back here. In these bushes. It's not exactly a very arty safe position, or rather spotting safe position, but you know what? It keeps us out of the line of fire at least until we have some, you know, at least we have something to actually tell us what's wrong. Though hiding in the berm down there is a or the ditch is a considerably safer option just in general to avoid being spotted in the first place. But, well, we're over here just in case something goes wrong. The first spots are going to be over here, because they're always fucking over here. Because everybody dashes out into the field and stands there. The heavy tanks are going to move down into the town, and then we're going to have some targets. You see? You see, I knew it. Stunned, but not dead. He's slowed down. He's damaged. Is someone going to kill him? Okay. Yeah, well, I got my damage out of the stun. Whatever. Somebody get the kill. Anybody? 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 The Action X is alive. Miraculously, with 18 hit points. He did absolutely nothing, and now he doesn't have any threat. The only threat level he has is because he's standing there. I can't shoot him now because he's below my gun depression. So I'm just going to have to come back up here and remove these fucking things. If someone could spot the Leopard PTA, please. He's about the only one in the open. Anybody? Well, the Action X is dead now. Good. Fantastic. Anybody? I want a clear shot. Can anybody at T54 mod 1, but he's moving around. He's ducking around. Come on. Come on, Leopard PTA. You want to get more shots. Shoot the 30B. Shoot him. Come on. You want to do it. You know it. You thirst for clicks. Ah, there he is. I still missed. See, I knew that whore was thirsty for clicks. He couldn't stand not being spotted. He wanted to play the game. But you see, when you play the game, that means you're likely to die. Okay, so the 30B can probably take out the T62 with no problems. There it is. The PTA is going to be moving back. Oh, right about there. That probably did damage. Type 4 heavy. What are you doing out here? Like, that's a nice target for me to have. The only problem is I don't have a stun. I should have fucking shot him. Think of all the stun assist damage I could have had. My goddamn, I've been robbed. This guy, this is a special guy. I like him. The only problem is he's gonna die now. That's something that I would have done, maybe. In another place, in another time. Ah, well, hit at the same time. I didn't get it, though. Now I got a bunch of medium tanks up here, and I'm not doing very much damage because I was trying to shoot the medium tanks up here. Emil 2. And it looks like our southern team is actually losing as well, because that's fantastic. Right now, I gotta keep this here, because if this fucks up, the entire base is going to be completely defenseless. The lower team, they can still kind of fight. But we're basically the only line of defense. I'm basically the only thing keeping these things away from the tank destroyers in the back. Okay, so. Can't see shit, Captain. Can't see shit. Okay, this Patton, standing out in the open, alone, unaware, Vulnerable. Maybe aware. Maybe he's a new type. Maybe he saw it coming. But now the other tanks on the field have completely disappeared. The IS-7... what is our IS-7 doing? Where have you been? Why did you go over there? Our last remaining... Actually, no, we still have the JPE. Okay, this guy. This guy's actually in the thick of it. Since there are no other spots, we have to support here in order to continue actually maybe winning the game. I'll help you, Chrysler. Oh, he's gonna go into the building, isn't he? Where you gonna go? I stunned him! I wouldn't have actually... Well, actually, no. I would have had that, but I still would have stunned the Chrysler at that point. Did I actually stun the Chrysler, too? I think I might have. But you know what? I made it a little bit better. Turn, Chrysler, turn! It's T92. As long as you angle, he can't actually penetrate you. He has the same gun. He has the fire gold. However, the Chrysler is just getting stunned by teammates all day long. He's doing it fine, though. He can take it. He makes him balanced. Got him! Well, hello, IS-7. Thank you for joining us. Alright, so, it looks like we've actually... yeah, well, we managed to actually clean up that entire situation. It got really sloppy back there, but, okay, the IS-7 doesn't even know what the artistry indicator is. That guy's new. Oh, the artillery got the Chrysler. Oh, he knew who to kill! He knew who to click! Then again, he wouldn't have been spotted, so I guess he guessed by shit moving around. Okay, so now what? Base is secure. We got a bunch of medium tanks in the enemy base. Or rather, circling around the enemy area. So now we get to play passively. And wait. Says the IS-7 to the tank destroyers and artillery pieces. This guy's special. This is another special character we have here. You are the spotter, IS-7. Get in there. Yep. I missed. God damn it. He didn't, though. But however, unfortunately, the T-28 prototype still managed to kill the Scorpion G. If only my shot did not miss. Oh, no. You see, those are the only decisive moments I have. Like, those little tiny moments where it's like, if my shot hit, I would have saved my teammate's life, and then he would still be alive to click at people. That's all I got. That's about the only decisive thing that I've got. The only problem is I don't kill enemies like that. I don't kill enemies from full health like that. I have to wait till the situation presents itself so I can actually do that myself. Like, for example, this situation. Right here. Where the PTA is hiding under the bridge. He's not artillery safe. Demonstrated by my shell shrieking under the bridge and exploding right underneath his dumb ass. But then again, well, you can never really... Most of the time, you can never really protect artillery safe cover. Sometimes you can, but, well, stun is now a thing, so you're gonna feel it. And also, our blast radius got bigger. But, looks like the JPE... I like how the IS-7 is standing back and letting the tank destroyers advance farther ahead for him. You know you were designed as an assault tank, right, IS-7? You know that's your role, right? You know that's what you were supposed to do. Break through hardened positions and advance in front of everything. You're supposed to be in front. The JPE probably also was designed to do that, but then again, or intended to do that, but then again, it's a casement destroyer. It's a casement gun that was designed at the end of the war. So basically, it was designed to sit in a really big field and wait for the Russians to come up and then destroy them from space. Well, you see, that told me I got damage. But the, let's see. Yeah, the thing with the JPE is that its optimal position to attack is also where its armor is the weakest, because the frontal plate, the lower front plate, is so fucking disastrously weak. That's a really uncomfortable vehicle to play sometimes, but honestly, while I was playing on the sandbox, that was probably became one of my favorite vehicles, because of certain things that they did to the vehicle that did not make it into the final release. Alright then, JPE. Click the artillery. I'm watching it. I'm getting on camera. Eh? Eh? Hey, there we go. Good game, folks. I think my voice is starting to get a little bit raspy. Hunter, huh? What was it? The PTA? The Leopard, right, okay. That's destroy 100 types of all of the German tanks that are named after cats. Panther, Tiger, you know, Jagdtiger, this kind of shit. However, that was kind of strange because I didn't feel like I was really doing much all night. I got Master Badge Class 1. What? I did average damage. I didn't really feel like I did anything. But oh well, fine, whatever. I'll take that. Alright, so where are we right now? 36. Okay, so we can go for a little bit more. Home stretch, people. Home stretch. Okay, Kharkov. Yet again another tier 6 game. Boy, I wish I could have these games in the other vehicles. Grill for sale, huh? Is it a pretty grill? Pamela Anderson. Look at this fucking Joker. Okay, so now we're just gonna plop down in this little crater right here. Ignore the anti-tank gun and exploding ammunition. It's not like those would actually damage our tracks at all. Now we're just gonna sit right here. And yeah. Then we're gonna try and actually kill some things. Let's see how this will go. Rather inconvenience people, like this light tank. In 3, 2, 1. Hey! He's tracked, he's stunned, he's in the open. Anyone got a shot? Anybody? Nobody. Somebody, maybe. And he's fucking gone, but whatever, we got the damage out of it. Doesn't matter. Okay, next target would be this guy, but he's probably going to die before we actually get our get everything reloaded. But then again, maybe not. Maybe not. Nope, no, he's gone. Because Oni-chan is blapping him in the face with a giant 152. Oni-chan is so strong. He doesn't care about armor thickness because he fires high explosive shells, like me. Just like me. Come on, Oni-chan, get in there and actually smoke him out. Make him look up. Make me look up to you more. So I want to grow all big and strong, just like you. But then I'll go my own way halfway through the arc, and then I'll wind up with the Japanese artillery that shoots 300mm rockets. That'll be my own way. It'll be the light novel of the fucking century. But okay, let's see if we, well, we could probably sight up this Tiger P. That did damage, but I'm not sure how much. There he goes. Good on you, Oni-chan. The only problem is they all died like schmucks in a corner. That Udes, though. Backing up. Backing up. Backing up. Back it up. Forward. 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 Do not make me fucking ram you and fire into you. Udes, I will fucking kill you. Let's do this. Ah! Yeah! Done. Now I know from that other game that we played on Steps, I think, that I can actually one-shot those guys. Yay! I'm learning things! Okay, 1000 XP. Okay, we didn't really do all much. We got somewhat less than average damage, but we did fine. Whatever, we didn't really have any things to really expose us. We didn't really have that many things to expose, or rather, that many things exposed to us in order to shoot it, or we weren't paying attention to them. One of the two. But, okay, so that should bring us down to, what, 50, or rather 31? Or 35? Wait, what? Oh, right, I was at... Never mind. I'm looking at that too many times. It soothes me every time I see the numbers go down. That means that I'm making progress. I see how much I need to go, and it calms me, because I know that I'm getting closer. At a somewhat acceptable pace. And when I look at that, and it doesn't soothe my mind, that's when I need to stop playing, because my mind is screeching at me, and I need to stop. Okay, so this is actually, we're too short. This is odd. And also, there's a bunch of mouse chin on the enemy team. It's been a while since I've actually seen a mouse chin actually running around. It's kind of odd. I expected that that tank to be a little bit more popular than it was, or wound up being. Honestly, I played it when they actually released it, and it was actually really fucking hilarious. Because, yeah, you couldn't use... The main reason why they didn't bring it into the game is because they were still testing stun out. That's the main reason why the mouse didn't get released initially. But the mouse shed itself, honestly, with the 150, was actually quite an entertaining vehicle. Yes, you didn't have the AP power to really actually knock the shit out of most of the tanks that you fight that are bigger than you, but you could just fire HE at them. That was entertaining. Hey! Shrapnel into the roof. And I probably got the light at one of the other bulldogs down there, too. Okay, so we have a low. Or Louve, but nobody fucking says that. Who is apparently effectively side-scurrying against this ST1. I really hate the ST1. You know why? Because honestly, every time I see one, I know it's always going to be a fight. Because that thing does not go down easy. Oh, Chen! Honk, honk! You don't have a fire extinguisher. Why don't you have a fire extinguisher? What's wrong with you? You better put that out, Chen. Chen? Okay, good. Jesus fucking Christ. Don't scare me like that, Chen. They had a manual fire extinguisher. Even though, honestly, you should always spring for the automatic fire extinguisher because it makes you less likely to be set on fire in the first place. So there's no reason not to spring for it. And also, if you don't get set on fire, you don't use it. So you never have to spend any money. So honestly, it's just sort of a... Honestly, taking a manual fire extinguisher is just sort of a risk that is completely unnecessary. Just spend 20,000 credits. Though you get those situations where you do get instantly set on fire, you know, and you're automatically forced to spend 20,000 credits. But hey, at least you're not fucking immediately dead in that case, too. You minimize the fire damage as much as possible. I suppose you have those rare occurrences where, you know, like what I giggle at is people using manual or automatic fire extinguishers. When I hit them once and then they kill me, rather than when they're about they lose that money when like I hit them once and they get set on fire and immediately die. Those are the kind of that's probably the one bad thing about using it, since it's automatic, so you can't really say when or when not to use it. But honestly, if you're gonna lose 500 hit points to a fire like that, maybe you should just step off the gas here with the manual control and just let the auto system do its thing. And also, research preventative maintenance, which my mouse also has, because honestly, the mouse is actually fairly susceptible to being set on fire, I find. Especially when you shoot HE at it. It's because the engine deck is right underneath the turret. HE shell hits front of the tank, no matter what size it is. If you crack at it enough with any form of HE, you will set the fuel tanks on fire. Not even close. But HE shell hits the front of the turret, and then the explosion radiates into the engine deck. It will either damage the engine or the fuel tanks or both, and then has a chance of lighting you on fire, which is actually fairly high. So, in comparison to other tanks. So, yeah. If you can't penetrate the front of a mouse, and you won't have HE, just shoot HE at the front of the turret, and you will inconvenience him. It's not a strategy that most people do, because, again, passive play, usually it forces people to either A, shoot, or not shoot at all. But you can shoot high explosive at these kinds of things, and you really can fuck with people's day. But honestly, high explosive rounds in most tanks do not have a role, other than trying to min-max damage on really glass things. Like Rhombas, for example. Don't cap. Don't listen to these people. These people are fucking stupid. These people will cause you to lose games on some occasions. You fucking cap that point when you get it. And you see, why? Why did he want that? Because he wanted to get that one kill, because he knew he could get it. Don't listen to these people. They're out for themselves.